You're riding with Rev and The Godfather on Road.fm.
What's up, Nomads? Godfather, what's going on,
What's
man?
shaking, bacon?
Not much, brother, not much. Did you get to ride your bike this weekend?
I tried to, but it's raining like hell down
It
here.
rains every day.
Man, I tell you what, and it ain't no fun on the rain.
Now, what size motor you got in that? S&S.
I don't know.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
I know. When you started it almost went through the garage.
You know what? You asked me a question about that damn motorcycle, and I'm drawing a blank. I know it's a 2006 Big Dog Mastiff.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's
got the 360.
Pro Street.
Yep. Got 360 back tire on that bad boy.
Yeah. That thing ain't no
I
joke.
see it. But that motor, man, that thing got some horse.
Yeah,
It's got some torque in there.
that little Softail Custom I got a little bit of kick too.
It's got some juice?
Yeah, man.
Okay. My buddy G and his wife Melissa, as we speak, are riding from North Carolina to Connecticut right now.
Shit.
And she's not a backpack. She has her own Harley with a 114 in it.
Man, I know that guys out there like to have their old ladies on a separate bike. I don't know if I wanted an old lady that could handle a damn Harley. I like mine.
If you see
I
her,
like them on the back of the bike.
if you see his wife Melissa, which you'll meet one day,
Yeah.
you would never suspect that she can ride. She's such a petite little lady.
Well, no, I mean, there's little bitty shrimpy ass dudes that ride. I mean, anybody can ride. It's just.
But she handles her own, let me tell you.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, man, any of you brothers out there that are listening to this thing and getting ready to be mad at what I'm going to say, it's like sometimes it's like, and I know this is horribly sexist to say, and probably a hate crime in some communities,
states.
but it's like I almost said the B word. Put her on the back of that bike and rock on. Ain't nothing like driving down the road. She got her arms wrapped around you,
And sometimes the legs, depending on what kind of bike it is.
and. I wouldn't want to look over and be worried about her ass falling.
Hear car beeping. Worst sound I ever heard.
But I always feel like I could just see them in the dealership, and she's like, "I want my own bike." Yeah, but honey, man, we have a lot of fun. What? No, you oppressing me. You know what I mean? Like she's probably like,
that's a touchy subject, brother.
I see them chicks going down the road with their husband. And I think, damn, another lost argument.
Ouch! How did ET say it? Ouch.
Yeah, another lost argument.
Yeah, that's. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
He just needs on the back of his jacket. It just says, "Yes, dear." Yeah, I'm sure there's some biker. There's some dude who'll be like, next time we're out, it'll be like, "Man, let me tell you something about my old lady.
My old lady didn't like what you said.
My old lady's name's Sloppy Sadie.
Oh, ouch.
And she'll crack your head."
She probably will.
Well,
too.
man, some of the biker gals, man, ain't messing around.
Ain't messing around. Listen, one of my ex-employees was a retired Secret Service.
Yeah.
And she was a little petite thing, but this is before MMA got big and all that.
Oh, yeah, she knew how to do all this.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
A Brazilian, that's a lot.
a trillion, a bazillion. She tied this dude up in a knot so fast.
Yeah.
I felt bad for the guy.
Yeah.
He couldn't breathe. I mean, his butt and his nose were touching.
What? Say that again?
She had him tied up somehow where he was bent in half and his face was down in his crotch and he was passing out. And I was like, uh-oh. He's not getting out of that.
Yep. What was he doing to get? He's probably talking about her motorcycle.
She said, "You making fun of my husband's pants?" yes, dear. All right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go.
Farting around over here for 5 minutes.
Oh, listen, Rev, you got to keep it clean today.
Who's listening?
Oh, I found out my mom's listening to this thing.
Did you say your sweet
mom
mother?
Listening to this thing? Yeah. I told everybody don't give her the link.
Now I feel bad because your mom is like the nicest, sweetest lady too.
I know. Yeah, she's already mad.
Oh no,
we weren't that poor growing up. Like, Mom, it makes a better story when I'm on the radio.
I am so sorry. I'll give her a hug next time I see her.
Yep.
All right. there's some letters. WWG1WGA.
Oh, that's the Q thing. Where we go one,
we go all. All right. You know how I feel about that Q movement? I'm not a believer. Okay.
Well, you know, I agree and believe in the sentiment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? What are they fighting against? Government overreach? What's the big conspiracy that a pedophile cult runs the country? Well, boy, if they are, I'm against it.
I'm definitely against that.
I'm against all pedophile cults and even unaffiliated pedophiles. I don't like them either.
Well, you just 86 the entire Biden family. Now,
yeah, did you hear the head of the Communist Party,
Joe Biden?
No, yeah, no.
The other one?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
The Communist Party of the USA tweeted to Joe Biden that they wanted to have our local rep Anthony Sabatini arrested or something.
Wait, there's really something called the Communist Party of America?
Yeah.
Where are they out of?
Hell, I don't know. This is the thing, man. All this stuff going down in Cuba, right? And we got commies here that want communism. Trade them son of a bitches out.
Send them to Cuba.
Send rafts the other way. Then they can live in paradise.
They're free to leave anytime they want.
Oh my God. But see, this is the thing. They want to enjoy what we've provided. You know what I mean? They don't want to go out and you know, that hammer. Listen, there's a reason there's a hammer and sickle on that damn flag.
Yep.
Because you're supposed to work.
Or get hit with the hammer.
Yeah. So them fools, I would trade 10 of our commies for one of them Cuban boys coming over.
Now, we're going to get into the WWG1WGA in a minute, but I got to keep giving our public service announcement. Folks, whatever platform you're listening to this on, make sure to subscribe and share. We got to grow this platform again. We lost
share, like, and subscribe.
There you go. We lost so many subscribers, man. We are rebuilding after losing 90,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I shouldn't have talked so much shit on that last episode.
It wasn't that. That's when YouTube deplatformed us. And,
yeah.
Twitter and like we had to start.
So we got to build it up, Buttercup, so they can do it again.
Listen, even the feed we were using canceled us out. So
yeah, we can't even get a Patreon or something.
No,
right?
They won't let us. Because we're conservatives.
Well, we'll have to set. Can't we do like a sneak attack Patreon or something like
something from the back door?
We should rename this thing like the Backdoor Bubble Company or something.
Yeah. They'll let us in there, right?
Oh yeah, we'll start you off with a little seed money.
Gee whiz! All right, you know why they canceled us though? Because we say what people are thinking and are scared to say.
Well, yeah, and a lot more too.
Well, we don't have filters. Yeah. I'm too old to have a filter anymore. I'm at the point where it's like,
and you should hear the shit he beeps out.
I have the delete button over here.
It's like, man, you cut an hour of tape.
Sure did. So when we're fired up, that last episode, you got fired up. And it was hilarious.
I'm always fired up.
We need more of that because the country is falling apart. Conservatives aren't watching the news anymore.
Well, hell no. I mean, that's like, you know, I tell you, there's a feature on YouTube. You know, we have the app on our television, our smart television, right? You know, and there's all the videos, you know, that the algorithm thinks that we like.
Want to watch,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, you watched one video of somebody trimming their toenails, so
here's 30 more.
Here's 30 more, right? But when they're, you know, usually the first tab is recommended. That means all the stuff they think you're going to like.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second tab is in the news, you know, like whatever the, you know, whatever's trending, in the world news, right?
Right.
And I'm like scroll through and it's like lie. I mean, like you look at it and you say, who watches this crap?
Yeah.
Who believes this? I mean, like as a conservative person, I don't watch the news.
Me neither.
I mean, even the hurricane, like when here in Florida, hurricane's a big deal, you know. When you hear, oh, there's a hurricane, there's a tropical storm churning in the Gulf. All right.
That means it's Wednesday for us.
Well, yeah, right. So our news commentators, they're like, it's a Category 5 kill storm coming to take you and your family. Everybody run for the hill. And you sit there, and like, I remember that idiot Shepard Smith. Let me tell you what this means. you and your family are going to die if you don't evacuate. And then you get a couple of inches of rain and some wind.
Right.
In other words, another Wednesday in Florida. You said. Yeah.
But you said this to me one time, not on the podcast. We were just shooting the breeze like we always do. You said, news isn't even being right anymore. It's whoever's first. Yeah. They just want to be first. They don't care if it's a lie. They don't care if it's propaganda.
But they hype the crap out of everything to the point where there could be some legitimate shit going down, and I don't know. It's the boy who cried wolf.
Yep, because they keep doing. What'd you call it? The Twitter firestorm.
The Twitter's firestorm of controversy.
That or
what happened? 5 people on Twitter are upset. Oh, the same 5 that are upset about everything else.
Everything else, and what's the other one? The slammed. I hate those. So and so slammed because of this topic.
I know. And our side does it too. Ben Shapiro slams. The liberal person. It's like, look, I don't want to slam anybody. I just want people to leave me the hell alone.
Leave me and my people.
And what I want out of news is this. This happened today, and here are the facts.
They can't do facts.
Not here's my, and don't roll your eyes when you're saying it. You know what I mean? Just give me
the facts.
Give me the facts.
There was a horrible car accident. The car that caused it was doing 105 miles an hour and rear-ended a truck.
Yeah.
Facts, right?
Don't
keep it there.
Just keep it there. And they always want to hype all the local crime, like our Orlando affiliates are like, there was a shooting. Well, it's always the same damn apartment buildings that this shit's going down in. Don't even bring it up, because I can't save the guy who got shot. I don't know the guy who got shot. And it ain't that I don't care, but even if I did care, there ain't nothing I can do about that damn apartment building. So now all you're doing is taking up space.
Well, they're making you feel negative.
Right.
Negative energy.
This is what I want to hear about crime. There's a suspect on the loose. All right. I want a full description of this cat from top to bottom, photo.
Share it.
Yep. And then when he's caught, all right, we caught him.
Yeah. You feel gratification.
Right. But they make it out, like some random dude shoots somebody somewhere, and it's like, why is this leading? There's nothing anybody can do about this.
Yeah. But that again, they don't have to be right. They just want to be first.
When there's so much real shit going down in the world that they won't even talk about or touch on.
Well, they can't. Joe Biden won't let them.
Well, there's so much craziness. Did you know, I heard today, where's the bell to ring? Dang, off topic. So
I forgot the bell.
I heard today that within a few years, you may not be able to get insurance, house insurance, home insurance in the state of Florida, because a lot of them are starting to shut down writing policies, because Florida won't crack down on these roofers that go around and climb up on a guy's roof and be like, oops, look, I found one shingle that's got a little problem. We're going to sue the company, sue the insurance company and get you a whole brand new roof.
A whole roof, right.
Right. Well, the homeowner don't care, because his rates are the same. Mm-hmm. So he's already got insurance.
He's been
He's been paying it. Why don't you, if that guy can find one shingle out of place, well, then why don't he just have a truck full of shingles, go up there and fix that shit? You don't need to tear a whole roof down. But in our state, there's a lot of scam, and like insurance companies, I was speaking with an insurance professional, and what she was talking to me about was the insurance companies are their coffers are full of money for hurricanes and different natural disasters. Right. It's the fraud that they can't account for.
They get wiped out.
Yeah, it's the fraud that they can't account for. So, I mean, but like, I want to see my local news affiliate talk about that. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
I don't give a damn about all this other mess that they got. I mean, and then of course, at the risk of derailing the show again, but it's like,
ding,
the coronavirus.
We're going to talk about this one.
These guys hyped that shit like it was an alien invasion, and it's so far it hasn't been there. There's no bodies in the street.
Okay, if this is the deadliest virus, where's the biohazard bins at the parking lots? Well, you go to Publix up the street, I see masks everywhere.
It's always funny. The Democrats love them damn masks, but they also love leaving them on the damn ground.
Yeah. And the homeless population that doesn't have any health care, are they affected?
I would tell you something about homeless people. if you live in America, your ass ain't homeless. You just houseless. Because America's your home. You better start living right. Then you get yourself a house.
Well, don't tell that to Joe Biden administration because they'll come take it.
Oh, that's son of a bitch.
Now, listen to this. Ready? You brought up coronavirus. Okay.
The Rona.
Amazon. They're paying $18 an hour to start to work from home as customer service reps.
Fill out this application.
Yeah, right. This is good money. With benefits.
From home?
Work from home, remote. $18 an hour with benefits.
How the hell do you do that for Amazon? Is it tech support or something?
Tech support, call in, order fulfillment. Yep, absolutely.
Just to answer the phone?
But now watch this. Wait a minute.
All right.
But if you're fully vaccinated, that same position will pay you $20 an hour.
Damn. Well, how the hell are they going to know if you're fully vaccinated?
Well, you got to send in proof, I assume.
Well, how the hell would you prove it?
What'd you say last episode? They give out little cards or something?
All right.
Well, send them a photocopy, I guess. But how are they going to pay you $2 an hour more for that? And you're in your own house.
Well, you're going to need it when your hair starts falling out.
Because it's, Now, again, coronavirus, the jobs report.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this out there ahead of time. Ladies and gentlemen, don't believe the jobs report when it comes out because allowing businesses to open back up doesn't count as job creation. Okay? The entire country was on lockdown.
Dude, they took away that $300, that extra $300 a week they were getting here in Florida from unemployment.
Okay. Are people going back to work yet?
Well, here's the thing. Now they can't afford to sit on their ass, so they are going back.
They're going back to work. Good for them.
And I don't care how they do it. I hope the job numbers are so great. Because look, I'm not counting on Biden failing. I didn't want him to think, to wish failure on Trump, and I ain't going to wish failure on Biden. Now, I do hope that some of his communist ways and policies fail, but I don't want the economic forecast to go down the tube just to make him look bad. But I worry about inflation. I worry about the media that's complicit with everything that this guy does, giving him a pass on things, reporting things that are more rosy than they should be. And so that we don't know what's coming. Because, I believe that if you're not a prepper, somebody who's at least got
a case of water, some
food put away, you know what I mean? Some food put away and some stuff stashed for a rainy day. It's
about to get hard.
Well, it's going to get a little rough, man.
Yeah.
It's going to get a little rough. I just don't see how it could get better.
Not with this administration.
Well,
and I'm not going to blame Joe Biden entirely because he's not running anything.
Well, the problem with Democrats, I don't understand. I've never been a Democrat or a liberal, so I don't understand the mentality. But
it's easy.
Well, you just take away all reason and accountability. But I think that a person should be able to work, make money, and prosper,
and feel good about
work. Well, and that you should take pride. You should be proud of the work you do, and even if it's menial labor, it should be something that you're instead of saying, well, all these corporations better pay their fair share. Well, then I think everybody at the bottom of the rung should do their fair share of the work. There's nothing wrong with menial labor. There's manual labor. There's nothing wrong.
You did it. I did it.
Believe me, I've done my share of it. I don't like it.
I dug ditches in construction. That ain't no fun.
There ain't nothing like tote and block. You get on a job site. When I say tote and block for people, the Yankees in the audience.
Yeah.
That means you're carrying concrete blocks and you're handing them to a guy who's putting mud on them and cement on them and stacking the wall.
Right.
All right. So you get there at 6:00 in the morning. The sun's coming up. You got to get there early because
it's going to get hot as blazes out there,
and everything's on the ground.
Yep. So
you pick up that concrete block and you tote it. That's why I call it tote and block. You tote it over to the fella, hand it to him. He puts it down. You get him another one because they're on these great big pallets.
Yep.
All right. So you carry that over there. Well, the longer the day goes, the hotter it gets, and the higher the wall gets. So by 3:00 in the afternoon, you look like a burnt matchstick, and you're handing here in Florida, and you're handing concrete blocks up over your head.
Yep.
Keyword
redneck.
Yep. You get home, and your skin's crispy fried. hair's got all the damn concrete dust and everything in it. Your nose, same way, you got boogers the size of a cornflake.
Yep.
And you're just like,
and you filthy fingernails.
And you feel, you take that shower and you sit there and you feel like, my God, how can I go on? And your ass got to get up 5 o'clock next morning and do it
all
again.
over again.
And you do that for a summer. It'll make you really start thinking about, man, maybe I got to get my shit together and learn how to do a trade.
Well, I had a summer
job. But there's no shame in that damn job. But they what are they talking about now? Universal basic income. If there's a lazy policy, the Democrats are behind it.
Listen, I dug trenches for conduit for houses for electrical. Yeah. When you pull up, there's no auger. Oh, you got shovels, and you got to go down 16 to 18 inches, depending.
Yep.
And you got to go 30, 40 feet. That's going to take you 4 hours.
Oh, man.
You're running in a rock. If a rock's in the way, you don't go around it. You got to break that sucker up. Yeah,
dude, I've dug my share holes. I dug one this weekend big enough.
What for?
All right. So
off
topic. Here's one of my famous stories.
Go ahead.
When I bought this house, the fellow that owned it prior to the fellow I bought it from was in the concrete business.
Gotcha.
All right. And he made a flagpole. And he sunk that flagpole into the ground. He dug a hole and he filled a 55-gallon drum full of concrete.
That's a big drum.
Right, and stuck the pole in it. All right. So
how far down?
Oh, well, just, like enough where the whole barrel
is underground.
Okay. Okay. And then the concrete's at ground level and the flagpole sticking out of it. All right. Well, that was 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah,
when
things are shifting.
This, right. Well, now I don't know who did this, but I never will fight this man, but somebody took it out of the ground. Okay. Because the flagpole broke off, so it's just a pipe sticking out of the damn thing now.
Right.
And laid it on its side. And then the years passed and the holes filled in. So now in my backyard is this giant 55-gallon drum size piece
filled with concrete.
Right. But here's the thing: the drum is long gone, rusted away. It's just concrete.
Right.
Okay. 2 men and a dog couldn't move that damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's back there. My wife, it's not the most pleasant looking thing in the world, but my wife's taken to using it like a bench. She sits out there and looks at her garden. We just plant some flowers around it. So
make it a garden decoration.
I've been looking at that thing and thinking about it, doing all my internal engineering. How am I going to get that damn thing out of my backyard?
Yep.
And I'd finally had enough. This weekend, I went out there, got next to it, and started digging. And I dug and dug and dug and dug. And my son comes out, he's digging. He's 7, so, he's putting as much in the damn hole. Yeah. And I mean, I could have buried an elephant in that damn hole because I didn't want to have to do it ever again.
Right.
And I got on that thing and I dug underneath of it because it had to be bigger because God forbid that damn thing fall in and only be halfway in.
Because you got to keep digging.
And I'd have never hit water. I got that thing and I finally got on the business end of that show and rocked that thing in there. And when it fell in, if y'all felt something shake on Sunday afternoon, that was what that was. If you felt the earth shake, that thing
rolled into the hole.
Rolled in there, and I got it covered up, and it's gone.
Good for you.
I hope I never have to dig another damn hole again.
No, heck no. Well, let's talk about digging holes and get back to coronavirus because Biden's digging a deep hole.
Oh no, what did he do now?
He says he's going to send agents door to door to get everyone in America vaccinated. So essentially, what they're telling us is they know who's not vaccinated, either through some sort of list or perhaps from the luciferin. It's a visible marker because I learned from Tom's kids, luciferin and luciferase is what's in fireflies. It gives them a marker. Now, if anything needs luciferin in it, it would be these daggone mosquitoes around here in Florida. So we can see them coming.
Luciferin, you need that shit out of you.
That's what's in the vaccine.
Well, but so they're coming to my door. I'm just going to say, I'm already vaccinated.
Sir, you're not glowing on our chart.
Well, yeah.
Our Starlink satellite says you're not vaccinated.
Maybe it didn't take. Well, this is what I want to know. This is what I want to know. If he says, well, no, sir, you're not vaccinated. Well, first of all, there's no database that I know of. So if he says that I'm not, then he must know something I don't know.
Yeah, they got the laser out in the car.
Well, and then I'll report back to you people what the hell's going on.
There you go.
Well, you don't worry about it. You'll see it on the news.
Cowboy shoots. Yeah. Cowboy shoots a guy comes to the door. First of all, don't even answer the door.
I try not to. But then I swear, on a Saturday morning, every damn time I'm home alone when the damn doorbell rings.
And you're sitting there like, who is this?
Gosh. And it's never like the ice cream man or Amazon trying to give me something. It's always three nice ladies all dressed up.
We are here from
Have you heard the good news about Jesus? I'm like, oh, yeah, I've read it in the book.
Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, Lord. You know, Gallagher used to have a joke that we should give them the mail because they go door to door anyway.
Right? Give them a job.
But, the thing about them, God bless them, I mean, there's so many verses in the Bible and they picked the one that says knock on every door. It's like, if only God would have put clean up the beach or something,
and their belief in the 144,000.
Well, yeah,
they're way off.
I had a girlfriend that was a Jehovah's Witness.
Woo!
And years ago, it way more than 20. That's how long I've been married.
Okay.
So this, her father, of course, because I was a heathen. He'd sit there and they'd go over all this stuff. There's 144,000 people going to go to heaven. Only 144,000? Yes, 144,000.
So why you keep knocking on doors?
Well, let me ask you this: how do you know you're one of the 144,000? Oh, you have a dream. God tells you. So like, if you haven't had that dream, you ain't going to heaven. Well, yeah. Have you had that dream? No. So you ain't going to heaven? No. Well, what are you going to do? Well, God's going to make a new earth that's all clean and fixed, and we're going to live there.
Lord have mercy.
All right. Well, that's fine. So like, you don't have a dream, and like if you didn't have this dream, now you're doing this. Now you're going to go live on a new earth. Okay. So what about all that time when God's like, when Jesus says, surely he's in heaven right now, it's like, all right, well then did he have a dream?
He had a dream.
He must have had a dream.
Now, ding. All right, I got to play this video, brother.
Here we go.
You're going to like this one. This guy, his name is Wild Bill for America.
Oh, I met that guy.
Have you?
Yeah.
You know he was a U.S. Marshal, right?
Yeah, he was. He was
sort of federal.
He was a speaker at a dinner that I was part of.
His video was pretty telling, though.
His video, that cat used to have lots of juice, lots of subscribers and stuff. I don't know.
He got disbanded off YouTube. He had to do a whole new channel.
Yeah.
He rides a motorcycle, but I want to play this video for the listeners because he says some pretty important things. And remember, this gentleman is a former 20-year law enforcement officer. So let's hear what he has to say.
Well, it's 2021 and the USA has not had a president for 7 months. A nameless, faceless mob is running Washington, D.C., and they are hell-bent on turning the USA into a totalitarian communist state. The virus has been their excuse to trample constitutional freedom into the ground. The left, in the name of the Democrat Party, have declared war on American citizens, and because so many Americans have refused to submit to the needle, they're now going to send people to bang on your door. Well, as a 20-year law enforcement officer, I have some suggestions. Number one, do not open your door or communicate in any way. That is, no doubt, the best way. But personally, I think we the people have been way too tolerant of the left, pulling our country down the Nazi pathway. This is what I would do. You do not have to give them any information or engage in dialogue. Say to them loud and clear, "You're trespassing, get off my property." If they try to engage you in their scripted dialogue, say it again. You're trespassing, get off my property. And if they make it say it a third time, tell them they've got 60 seconds to get off your property. Tick, tick, tick. And then you call 911. If you have a good police or sheriff's department, they will arrest the trespassers and take them to the station, where they will no doubt be released with a misdemeanor summons. Now, if your law enforcement officers are the pansy face mask wearing types, they may be reluctant to press charges. Demand it. You have that right. The trespassers committed a criminal violation against you, and you have the right to insist on charges being pressed. The officers will be mandated to at least issue summonses to the trespassers and set a court date. If the police refuse, then call their supervisor, and if you still can't get satisfaction, file an internal affairs complaint against the officers, and then go directly to your local prosecutor's office. They can issue a criminal summons also. Now, if you have like-minded neighbors, you might consider pooling your resources to hire a pit bull attorney and file an appropriate lawsuit. Sometimes that is the only way to get results.
Pit bull will be better.
And when I say the USA is going down the Nazi pathway, I'm not kidding and I'm not exaggerating. CNN is saying, make life hell for people who are unvaccinated. And the FBI is calling for people to report their friends, family, and neighbors that they suspect of what they call extremist ideology. What that means is they want to identify and deal with anyone who stands with Donald Trump and might vote for him in the future. They want to make a list of people who may not submit to gun confiscation or forced vaccines. They want to know which parents might fight back when the left take their children for failure to indoctrinate them into LGBT and communist ideology. Somebody recently said, the government wants to take your guns because they want to be free to hurt you if you don't comply. And another person said, the government wants to ban guns because they're planning to do things that they know that Americans would shoot them for. These are perilous times in the USA. Americans must find their voices and their courage. Our country's at the tipping point. Make sure it tips in the right direction. This is Wild Bill for America. Thank you for watching, and America, bless God again.
It's good to see he's mellowed out.
He's a little more aggressive. But he makes sense, man. And, you know, as conservatives, a lot of people are just placating people. They're just waiting and, Q said it'll get better, and Trump's coming back in August.
It's not so much that. I think conservative people are typically just less likely to get in somebody's face. You know, it's because, you know, it's the old
I think the older generation of conservatives, because the new conservatives coming up, they're ready for war.
Yeah, they can have all that. Everybody that says they're ready for war has never been in one.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You know, Democrats, they're fine with mandatory vaccine passports for you to go shop, go to school, leave your house. But man, they're hell-bent against voter ID. Why is that?
Well, the thing about voter ID, and I can tell you why they don't like it, because you can't illegally vote if you have to show your ID.
Can't cheat.
And you can't sneak in as an illegal alien. I mean, in Cuba, you have to have an ID to vote.
In Cuba, a communist country.
You know, you got to have IDs to vote wherever the hell you're at, except here for some reason.
Well,
but, you know, once again, it's the Democrats, the leftists in this country are the type of people who they want to tell you what you can and can't do. Like, for instance, you know, remember when they were banning the 32-ounce soft drinks in some of these cities, right?
Plastic straws in California.
You can't have a 32-ounce big gulp thirst buster or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Well, but you can still buy a 2-liter soda and chug that damn thing if you want to.
And pour it into a 32-ounce cup.
So they spend tons of money and effort on legislation to pass that restricts a guy who, you know, look, if a guy wants to drink that crap and wants to, you know, fight diabetes or whatever, it's his business. Why not spend the money educating people what, especially from a governmental position, what the harmful side effects of that amount of sugar does to your body.
Human body, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because the sugar industry is one of the biggest lobbyists in the nation.
And the second, it would be insulin.
And the reason that there's so many fat kids, especially now. Look, the sugar that we had when we were kids on our stuff was bad, but now that high fructose corn syrup,
that is a killer.
But I look. Neither one of us will ever be accused of being svelte, But when you go out in the world and you look around, there's some real whopping fat asses out there. Young people.
Yep.
Young people. And it's not, the occasional, oh man, look at that 2-ton Tessie, it's
2-ton what?
It's rarer to see a thin person or so,
Yeah.
And you want to see a guy in his 20s that's super flabby and out of shape. You're like, man, what's up with that?
Kind of young for that.
Well, but it's just because what's a kid eating? Everything he's eating's got.
He's not exercising. He's not working.
He's not certainly not working exercise, but you compound that with a diet full of sugary crap. But once again, there's a problem. The Democrats could solve, Democrats and Republicans could solve that, because attack diabetes and sugar dependency with the fervor and effort that you attack people who aren't vaccinated.
That ain't gonna happen.
Now,
speaking of attacks, Biden announced measures to fact check your text messages. So basically, if I
text you something, I'm going to get a warning.
It's not going to reach me.
It goes to them first.
I don't know about you.
In other words, if I say something that's not necessarily true,
it ain't even got to be.
I'm not saying
it's
true.
Against their agenda.
Against their agenda, then it doesn't go to you.
Doesn't even reach me. It's already happening. It's been in place. May 26, people have been reporting.
That'd be a great excuse for me, because people try to get a hold of me all day long.
Just be like, hey, I got fact checked.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about. But
I didn't get it.
All I got a thing that says you might have been exposed to some extremists.
No, you just won't get the message. They delete it. So right now, if I send you a text message, you're sitting right in front of me, it has to go to the cloud, go through a filter that's run by the government. If they clear it, then you'll get it. Otherwise, their algorithm system will reject it. It just won't send it.
Who in the hell's coming up with this mess? And this even how would they even implement it?
Since May 26. Starlink satellites and all that. People are like, wait a minute, my text messages are slow, my internet's slower. Yeah. I'm paying for high speed. I call Verizon. I'm like, why is my phone slowing down?
I know my emails are getting a little funky.
It's all part of the plan, brother.
Yeah,
it's all part of the plan.
If there's anything they want to, if the FBI has any or NSA just wants to know what I think, they ain't going to read my mail. Just call me. I'll tell you.
Look, if they look at my stuff, they're like, this guy is boring.
Well,
he doesn't do anything.
I'm sure. Well, I do notice on Facebook, there's a lot of people with some really funky profiles trying to be my friend all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, with one picture and no location, no job.
There's 400 pictures of like Trump and a bunch of bullshit, but no pictures of their kids or no pictures of themselves.
Oh, real life stuff.
Right. So it's like, okay, so all you do is post shit about Trump all day. Well, and I don't know you.
Decline.
Yeah, I'm not going to be your friend.
Yeah. Well, folks, we're going to get back into it after we take this quick break. You're going to start seeing two Americas. What's his name? Fauci. He mentioned it. Now Biden's talking about it. You're going to see vaxxed versus unvaxxed. That's segregation, just like the 1950s.
Well, it's vaxxed versus unvaxxed. All right. Why has it got to be versus anything? You know what I mean? Like, why
it's division. That's what they love.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. If the lefties in this country think, let's call them what they are. If the commies think,
thank you,
that guys like us are dinosaurs, and that we should be shuffled off to the dustbin of history because of what we believe. And then just leave us be. If the damn vaccine is something that would save us, then let us all go.
Leave us alone.
Why the hell is it so important for you to save us all of a sudden?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know why.
Well, you know.
It's a kill switch.
But the thing, what I love to see, we'll know in the next 5 years, it'll be like that damn Avengers movie where half the people are gone. What they call that thing, the blip?
When Thanos snaps his fingers.
Yeah, and half the people are gone.
That's Nancy Pelosi.
I just hope I hope the half that are gone are the ones that are advocating this shit.
It's all the liberals are going to disappear because they're the ones getting all this crap.
Oh man, look, you know how fun it'll be without those Karens nagging the shit out of us about everything.
No, that's our entertainment.
I'll finally get to have a machine gun without having to go through too much bullshit.
Look, have you seen the video of Tucker Carlson? What they got going on with him?
Oh, where the NSA spying on him or something?
It's beyond that. I'm going to play this video. Okay, Tucker Carlson, fair use notice. Tucker Carlson from Fox News. Here we go.
On your phone, nothing that questions official regime policy will reach you. According to a report in Politico, and believe it or not, we are quoting it here directly, Biden-allied groups, including the Democratic National Committee, are planning to engage fact-checkers more aggressively and work with SMS carriers, text carriers, to dispel misinformation about vaccines that is sent over social media and text message. And we're going to say that again because it is a sentence we never thought we would see written in English. The DNC is planning to censor any, quote, misinformation about vaccines that you receive privately over text message. So what does misinformation mean? Here's the thing you should know. Misinformation is not the same as false information, as factually inaccurate information. Misinformation can be factually true. In fact, it very often is factually true, and that's why they're angry about it. Misinformation is instead anything the Biden administration does not want you to know, including, for example, how effective the COVID vaccines actually are and what the potential side effects might be from taking them.
Death.
So let's say you're interested to find out that information and you looked it up from the Biden administration's own websites. Let's say you start with the VAERS database, which records vaccine harm. You no longer are allowed to text what you find on their databases to other people in this country, the country you were born in. Your private conversations will be controlled by the DNC. Is that the picture of a free country? Looks like we should have worried about civil liberties last year when all of this started. Oh, but it's a global health emergency. We have no choice. Things will go back to normal when it ends. But will they go back to normal? If the government can ban discussion of the drug they are making you take, what can't they do?
I tell you what.
What can't they do?
I tell you, I feel bad for Tucker.
Why is that?
Because that cat could never win the name game at school.
Oh, Lord.
Tucker, Bull Bucker.
Banana Fanta. Faux.
Yeah.
Where did your mind come up with that one, man?
Oh, man. I've thought that for years. Poor Tucker.
Now, there's another video I got to play.
Oh, Lord. Is it 20 minutes long, too? We're going to get a copyright strike.
Well, we're not on YouTube anymore anyway. It doesn't make a difference. But this one, there's a particular entertainer. He was very much for the get out and vote movement.
Morse Day?
Nope.
Damn.
What was his thing? Morse Day?
Morse Day in the time.
No.
Was it his black manservant, Jerome?
That's it. The manservant. This guy is actually very famous still. He's very powerful. And he's a black rapper. And
come on. You're going to make me. I'm
just going to play it.
I'm going to guess it. I'm going to guess it.
I'm just going to play it. Okay.
You tell all the expression on their face. I want to see the face. Fuck the man.
That was me in Walmart.
What, yesterday, right? You
trying to make me? Nah.
But you see what's happening. The celebrities that they use for their propaganda are breaking free.
What's happening is the woke are waking up.
Oh, well.
You know, that's what's so funny about that term woke. Like, I've never seen a group more asleep than the woke.
Yeah. Listen, what about these poor kids in schools that have to wear masks and they're saying, oh, kids have to get vaccinated?
That shit's over with in Lake County.
Well, that's Florida. I'm saying like New York.
I saw a kid yesterday on a bicycle, and her mama was walking the damn dog, and the mama didn't have a mask on, but the little girl had a mask on.
Because they're scared to death, man.
Yep. In the broad daylight and the sunshine out in the middle.
As hot as blazes it is out here when the sun's
and all
out.
she's smelling her stinking ass breath.
I see kids in the public pool with a mask on.
Now that's some dumb shit.
That's called waterboarding. You know what that's a military strategy to get information out of you. Man. These little kids they're getting killed, but their parents have the news on all day long. You don't think the kids hear it as they're in the kitchen eating their snack? Fat mother sitting in front of the TV weighing 300 pounds. These kids are scared to death, man. But what 4 countries denied the vaccine? Do you know this one?
What 4 countries denied the vaccine?
There's 4 countries out of all the countries in the world. Only 4 said, you're not doing this to our
Oh, man,
resident.
they're like African countries, right? And they're all dead. Haiti.
Tasmania.
Yeah. Oh, man, those devils.
Well, Burundi. And Republic of Congo.
Man, my 4 favorite vacation spots.
And all 4 presidents have been killed, assassinated.
Oh, man.
Since saying no to the vaccines.
There you go.
Isn't that crazy?
There you go.
That's Hillary at it again.
Boy, I tell you what, she's busy. She's like, I said, like John Wick, man.
Yep. And she's ordering hits on the hotline there. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't tell me this isn't a planned operation.
Something's funky. Something funky's going on. Here's the thing. If you want the vaccine, go get it. Get 10 of them. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? Like drink that shit. Get you a 32-ounce thirst buster full of that vaccine
with a plastic
chug
straw.
That shit. You do it however you want to do it. You want. But
don't force it upon everybody else.
You know, and sit there and be smug in your rightness. If you think you're right, but man, don't force it on me. Leave me be.
Well, the news is saying if you're not vaccinated, then you don't get to deserve your freedoms. There's one lady in Washington.
Our great Governor DeSantis says
he put an end to that.
Shit on that.
Yeah, he put an end to that. But the lady out in Washington, and no, I don't have the video for it, but I can find it, I'm sure.
That's all right.
She said, if you're not vaccinated, you shouldn't have rights to your children. You can't see your kids.
Yeah.
And you can't work and you can't shop.
This is the thing this is where lefties kind of overreach.
That's Democrats.
I'm going to tell you something. Come and take my kids. You know that well, sometimes I'm like, yeah, come and take my kids just for the weekend. But you know those shirts, yeah, there's a t-shirt vendor at every damn
gun show
that's got the shirt, you know, come and take it, right?
Right.
It's like, yeah, you want to take my kids? Come and take it. Because you ain't leaving my property. You know, it's like I'd die for those kids, man.
Well, that's the point of being a parent, you know. But
but now, of course, if they want to, you know, that's what's so stupid about the lefties. You know, okay, I don't want my kids having this experimental vaccine, or hell, not even that. I'm unvaccinated, therefore they're going to take my kids. But if I wanted to turn them into some kind of trans testicle or something,
or abort them.
Yeah, they're
at the age of 5.
Well, yeah, mandatory. Yeah, partial birth. It's like he's in the basement. He's 34 years old. I'm having second thoughts.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
His name's Herbert.
But people have to stop falling for the fear porn now. Well, that's what the news is doing.
Look, they've made fear a virtue. The more afraid you are of something, or the more of a victim you are, you know, it's like, well, okay, you know, I'm handicapped. Oh, okay. That's pretty bad for you, but you still get around all right. You know, I'm a victim. All right, well, I'm a handicapped female, so I'm one up a victim than you are. Oh, yeah, well, I'm a handicapped black female. Oh, yeah, well, I'm a handicapped black transsexual female.
There's always something.
You know what I mean? Like
it never ends.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, at what point is it that you just say, you know, look, there are certain things that happen to people that are just bad luck.
Yeah, but what about I think the video is from India. There's a guy that he's running from the authorities. He jumps on his roof and he's hiding. Did you see that one?
He's hiding. You're not find me here.
Oh,
you can run and look. You can run, but you can't hide.
He's on his roof.
I will find you.
And the neighbors are recording, you know, from like out the window, like, oh my God. They jump on the roof. They find him. They hold him down. The nurse climbs up a ladder and they vaccinate him on the roof.
Get out of here.
The second they vaccinate him, the guy goes fully limp. Yeah. He was fighting, struggling. The minute that needle went in,
That's why
compliance.
Well, that's why you don't give up your Second Amendment.
There you go.
From my cold dead hands, you want my gun? You come take it.
I'm sorry to all the Indians that are listening right now.
No Indians listen to this damn thing. And if you are, you know that shit's funny.
Well, there was a guy that said minorities need to get off the Democratic plantation.
Oh, hell yeah, they do.
Right now.
They do.
And
the honkies do too.
There's something going on. The Republican Party was founded to stop the nationwide law of slavery, right?
All right, well, they were founded as an abolitionist party. Yep.
Exactly, right? So what did they do to suck everybody back in? Because a lot of people getting vaccinated are minorities because they're told to. That's it.
Well, I mean, they've just made them frightened. I mean, look, to the truly woke like you and I, right, who are wise to what media manipulation is.
The evils.
Right. Well, you watch a show and you got some bubble-headed, talking head telling you all this horrible stuff. All right. Well, that's the same guy that told me that New York was going to be underwater in 2012.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the same guy, that in the 70s told me that.
Who was that idiot that said New York? I know you're talking about the.
Well, but it's the same organization that told me in the 70s that
John Kerry. That's what
that there was going to be an ice age, right? And then instead of ice age, we were going to burn up. It's the same alarm. They're the same ones that every time there's a the Dixie Cup blowing down the road, there's a hurricane coming to kill us all. And it's the same people when
they never end.
When if you're listening to any of the local radio stations, every time there's the smallest fender bender on I-4, that the news breaks in like it's a damn hostage situation. Yeah. So many years of all this alarmist bullshit. We know not to pay any attention to them damn people. But younger people, and people that just, there are people who just trust the media. So they'll sit and listen to it and, well, man, they can't lie. There must be a rule. There's some kind of law that they can't lie to us. Right. Except for those Fox News people, they lie.
Right. But doesn't it feel like we're being distracted? If you watch the news, it feels like you're being distracted. You're focused on the front door and something's sneaking up behind you in the back door.
Every time you got to take it down.
Because I said back door.
Sneaking up to the back door.
Sneaking up to the back door. It just feels like we're all
What's
focused.
It feel like?
I wouldn't know, clearly, but it just seems like now he's going to make me laugh. I tried to take this episode a little more serious because you told me your mom's listening, so I calmed it down a little bit.
She told me she stayed up till 4:00 in the morning listening to all the.
Oh my goodness! Now I feel really bad. Yeah. So I toned it down for her, but we got to get back to it here. We can't let this happen to our country, man. We're all sitting around going, yeah, okay,
well, but
now
what? But okay. You're not sitting around. I know there's a lot of shit you're doing behind the scenes that isn't here on the radio or whatever you want to call this thing.
Trying, yeah.
All right, I'm out there.
Yep.
And look, all of our local organizations that are somehow politically affiliated have tripled the members that we've ever had.
That's true.
All right, so people aren't just sitting around taking this shit.
But I hope there's enough of us going no more.
Well, but I can tell you,
what's that song, Twisted Sister?
Yeah, we ain't going to take it anymore. But what's happening with the
You said no more gay stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. What's happening with the quote unquote conservative movement? The Patriot movement,
right?
Is look, man, you got guys that were arrested on January 6th or in connection with that bullshit that are still sitting in jail
with no charges,
and they're in solitary confinement,
23 hours a day.
That's 100 days ago, pal. Yep, I mean that's enough to make you go crazy.
That's why they're doing it.
And these people thought that they were doing the right thing for their country. So,
and those weren't the fake insurrectionists. These were people just walking down the street that got snatched.
Yeah. So, so now let's say that you got all this gumption and you're going to get out there and you're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. But your ass doesn't want to go sit in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day.
No, nobody wants to do that.
Right. So now. Where in the old Tea Party days, there were some of those meetings where if I'd have had a guy at the damn door handing out pitchforks and torches, we would have marched on the damn Capitol.
Right.
So Now people tone it way down because they're afraid they're going to say something. And like that's by design, man.
They want you docile.
Well, yeah, they want you scared to say something. They want you, you know.
Man, what happened to this country?
Well, you know, it's incrementally. Look, they never counted on a Trump. All right,
Okay.
the elites, whatever you want to call them. They never thought in a million years that there'd be a populist president who didn't take any shit and gave it back as good as he got it. All right, so Trump comes along, and then the average Joe who's kind of always felt like, well, here we are, just screwed again.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're like, now wait a minute, what's he doing to China? He's putting tariffs on them? Hell yeah, get them some bitches, you know, and we'll make the steel here in America. And then all these American plants start opening, things start happening, jobs report, people's 401ks go crazy. Everybody's like, wow, so
money.
this is what it's like to be a capitalist society that's functioning on all 8 cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the media, of course, shrieks and wails and gnashes their teeth because God forbid that Americans take pride in their country again. And they did everything they could to get rid of Trump, whether it was legitimate or a stolen election, whatever you want to call it.
Definitely wasn't legitimate.
You know, so Trump's gone. Now they have to do whatever it takes to stop a Trump from ever happening again. And that
they're
means
working on it.
they have to keep people who are fed up and don't want to take it anymore. They have to keep them where they can't speak. They're afraid to speak their mind. They're
Keep
afraid
under
to tell
control.
people. I mean, look, half the shit we say on this thing, I guarantee you.
In 2 years, it'll be illegal.
Yep. Oh man. And they'll be, well, here's the thing. 2 years from now, you know, at the rate we're going, you know, we'll have 10 million listeners, right?
Hey, let's do it.
There you go. So somebody's going to just dig back through these episodes and be
Be
like,
like, hey, wait a minute.
you remember the time they had a 10-minute discussion on whether the N-word was appropriate?
That was last week.
Yeah.
Well, let's finish up here. We got a couple of minutes, right? So those letters, WWG1WGA, means where we go one, we go all,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And I'm not talking this Q movement. I'm saying that needs to be a mantra of
It was.
conservatives.
That thing came from, that was JFK had that on it was engraved on something that he had. That's where they got that.
Well,
Yeah, where we go one, we go all.
we need to get back to that mentality because people are being, especially conservatives, we're like being hunted.
Well, we're being silenced, and that's worse than being hunted.
Okay.
All right. And like, look, I don't agree with a lot of these lefty commies bullshit. Like, you know, like we talked earlier about the Communist Party of the USA.
Right.
But I don't want them stamped out. I don't want them silenced. I don't want their Twitter page taken down. I don't want them censored. I don't give a damn what they talk about because I want to expose them for the fools that they are, and I can't do it without evidence.
True. Makes
All right?
sense.
So if you're a lefty out there and you're silencing people on in the public square, they're not silenced. They're just talking amongst themselves now.
Quietly.
Right. And that's how movements are formed. That's how things get out of hand.
Well,
When they're in the back rooms and they're talking and and you, like, look, I noticed, look, I bought a pistol the other day. All
nice
right.
one.
A little 22
Oh, okay. Varmint
Ruger
gun.
Wrangler, just something. I went to the grand opening of their store, and I hate to go somewhere and not buy something from them.
Right.
Like, oh well, thanks for your free hot dogs. Good luck.
Yeah, right. Hope you make it, but I'm not going to buy anything.
But I bought a nice little pistol.
There you go.
That
22's got good ammo right there. That's everywhere right now. It's the only ammo
There
you
she
can get.
goes.
There you go.
It's pretty nice. But I
Gunmetal.
can't. Yep. What the hell was I talking about? That maybe
I don't know. You pulled guns out. Forget it. We both got sidetracked over there. Let's go outside and shoot. Bang, bang. That's a nice one.
But at the gun store, and this is the thing. So, and the point of my story, you're amongst people. And of course, most of the people in the gun store are conservative,
Of course.
So
There was no.
but it's also a pawn shop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
know what you're talking about.
Right. So in the land of the free here, we used to have a commissioner of agriculture had their shit together and you could get a background check.
In 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Not 3 days.
Yeah. Now,
How long did that take you?
oh no, I was there. I had to come back the next day. I was there for
You're kidding
I
me.
was there for probably 45 minutes before I said, you know what? I ain't got anybody to shoot today. I'll just go, I'll go home and come back tomorrow.
Come on.
But so you're there for an extended amount of time.
You had to wait a whole day to get a 22.
Well, sure as hell, 20 minutes after I left, it came back positive.
Right?
And I got concealed carry, so I can leave with it. But I came back the next day.
Yeah.
But while I was there, everyone that came in that store said the same thing, like, man, I can't believe what the government's doing. I can't believe how they're doing this. I don't like the vaccines. Everything's going crazy.
So everyone's got the same concept.
So all of, even the people who were coming in to pawn stuff were kind of like, man, it's kind of crazy what's going on. Right. So, look, man, silencing people on Twitter and stuff, it's not stopping us from talking.
It ain't making it no better.
Right. And now we're in there, we're out there grumbling amongst ourselves. And so we're not seeing any other viewpoints.
And people are getting pissed.
Yeah, well, people are fucking really, at the gun store, people are really pissed.
Some of these apps, you can tell the bots have just taken over. Have you ever seen a bot farm on TV?
Yeah.
Where it's like a wall of phones that are on automatic.
Yep.
And they just dislike and hate your posts. And
that's the Chinese, buddy. The Chinese have got this shit down to a science. The Chinese,
come on.
The Russians the Russians do as well, but the Russians are more focused on financial crimes. Well, they're more focused on, hey, man, we'll get this guy's password, we'll steal his bank account.
Right.
But the Chinese are more focused on propaganda. Mm-hmm. And so what they'll do is you got a guy sitting, you got some guy sitting there and he's got 47 iPhones in front of him, and
they're all wired together.
Right. And then he's sitting there and he's pretty pissed. He's a government actor. He works for everybody. Well, hell, if you live in China, you work for the Chinese government.
Yep, Communist Party, CCP.
So they decide, all right, it looks here like this guy's got some stuff on his Facebook page.
Let's hate him.
Let's
get him banned.
Oh, you really gonna wreck this? Bonsai, so your ass is done.
Oh,
right?
No, you did.
47 people all of a sudden don't like you, don't like what you do.
Destroy your algorithm.
Well, this is the key to it. The Chinese, they think ethically like conservatives do. In most of the countries,
just backwards.
Well, but when I say conservatives, what they consider, I just saw Afghanistan, right? Mm-hmm. They're gonna start running over gay people, and throwing them like the Taliban.
That ain't nothing new.
Yeah, they're gonna lay them out, and run them over steamrollers or some crazy shit,
or throw them off the building like they've been doing.
Okay, so that's way more hardline than any conservative I've ever known. Any conservative I've ever known is like, well, it's a sin, and I hope that they get right with the Lord before they die, but I ain't gonna be the one killing them.
No,
right?
No way.
But when it comes to the propaganda that the Chinese are dishing out, they don't care that we want to preserve our country. They want to preserve their country.
Right.
And they don't care that we're traditional about marriage and stuff. They are.
Right.
What they care about is whether China wins and America loses.
That's their
And how do you make China win and America lose? You divide the country into two groups,
and
or
put
three
your own
groups,
candidate
or four
in
groups.
as president.
Not just that, you make them to where you can't even have a conversation with somebody. Like families are breaking up, people aren't talking with each other, and all the censorship and all the crap. It all comes from that Chinese Communist Party, because that's the best way
to divide you.
Oh yeah, but if look, imagine this. Right now, the country's 50-50, roughly.
Right.
Okay, on any given issue.
Right.
What if it was 75-25, and the good guys were winning?
They'd never get it back.
The whole world would have to look out, because America would be back on top.
And it was happening.
And it was happening. We were on our way there.
We're going to wrap up, ladies and gentlemen.
Just when I'm getting good.
Yeah, he's getting on a rant right now. That WWG1WGA, in other words, you mess with one of us, an army of patriots should be coming after you.
Hell yeah.
We got to get back to that. All right? But final thought here, folks. God wants us to unite and defeat evil. He tells us this in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 10, and it reads, I appeal to you, brothers and sisters, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that all of you agree with one another in what you say, and that there be no division among you, but that you be perfectly united in mind and thought. We got to get back to that, brother.
Austin 316. I just whooped your
Lord.
ass.
Stone cold. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening. If you're ready to make the decision and give your life to Christ today, stay tuned for the prayer of salvation. For more information, please visit our website at www.road.fm. Again, that's ROAD.fm. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platforms, and we ask that you share it with at least 10 people to spread the word. We are listener supported here, so on our website, please visit the donate page for ways to contribute and our shop page for the latest merchandise. Remember, we love you and Godspeed, everybody. Repeat after me. Jesus, I confess you as my Lord and Savior. Come into my heart and forgive me for all my sins. Cleanse me with your precious blood and write my name in the Lamb's Book of Life. Fill me with the Holy Spirit and lead me on the road to salvation. I pray this prayer in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.